Tape Podcast with Brucey, Chuff and Losh.
How are we, gentlemen? We're back in the studio.
Back in.
Feel like a bit
What do
of
we
minute,
call?
man.
What do we call this place? Studio just doesn't cut it.
Studio 22. This is HQ.
Nah, something exciting. Something with a bit of
HQ.
Flair.
pizzazz.
The HQ.
AGD HQ's too many letters.
Where do you do your best work, Damon?
The Borry.
I'm not calling it the Borry. Fuck is the point of that?
The Office.
The office. We're at the office.
We're blasting rims.
Sick of rims.
So, gents, since the Super Bowl, it's good to know I survived. Damon survived.
I was going to say, how did you talk us through? Because everyone's asking, how did you guys?
I tell
from
you
the
what.
moment you ate the chip,
Yep.
because at the time, look, it's very overwhelming. From the moment you ate the chip to when the symptoms completely
Like no symptoms at all? Like
at all.
8 hours?
Yeah.
8 hours.
At least?
I've got to say, did you find it was weird pissing? I had a weird sensation pissing.
No.
Like, just not like actual, just where your bladder and your bowels are. Just felt like weird. Didn't feel normal.
That you probably need to get that checked, bro.
Yeah, probably. But I would agree. I didn't feel proper.
Talk us through, like, go through.
I was on my way home. I went somewhere. A bypass
Your nonna's?
somewhere. No, but so my nonna lives 2 streets from my house. I had to stop at her house to go to the toilet because I couldn't make it to my house. Another 45 seconds tops. Left phone in the car, everything. Just quickly ran inside, did a caca. Got back to the car to call Chiari. And by the time I got back to the car, I had a missed call from Chiari. And I called him back. I was like, bro, your gut's fucked. He's like, man, I'm at the chemist now getting Gaviscon. The heat, it was hot. The chip was hot. It was hard
that's
to
the
talk
hottest-
and think. I found that actually
You go
hard.
first.
I thought I'd put a bit of mayo on it, but I actually didn't really need to put much mayo on it because it actually genuinely was pretty hot. But the guts afterwards, not spicy, just weird, just in knots and just hurting and just cramping and just yuck. Horrible.
I when I rang him, I was about to go get lunch. I was like, I need something else in my gut because it was a weird stomach cramp. I was like, nah, you could just tell like those things aren't meant to be consumed properly.
So you had one
warning.
chip.
Lucky they have it on the box because if you do have bad guts, that would really mess you up.
Oh.
So you had one chip.
One chip.
That is the impact.
If you
of
look
one
online,
chip.
guys, and listeners at home, you look online. There's an actual chip challenge where the people eat the whole packet in under 2 minutes or 3 minutes.
No, not possible. Unless you chuck them all in your mouth in one go.
This guy he eats it in 3.5 minutes. I watched the video of him, and he just talks afterwards. He is sweating so much. I can't imagine his insides after that for about a week. It just, they're not made to be consumed like that.
I can handle the spice. The spice was no worry. Like,
I didn't mind. It was hot. Yeah,
it's fine. But then the afterburn,
aftermath.
If I'd do it again without the gut. If it was, I don't know what's in it. Obviously something because it wasn't the normal chili.
So have you ever bitten into a chili where you almost bite into the seed, and you know how that burning?
Yeah, you could,
Is it similar to that, or is it
the spice on your in
Yeah.
it? No, not. It's more lingering and like tingling.
So
absolutely.
it's like you had a
burnt
what do you
wasn't-
reckon had a
it wasn't-
teaspoon of chili powder or something like that?
Nah, it had obviously all the seasoning and all that. I could cop the heat. It was like, yeah, I'm copping it. It was the coughing that got to me. I couldn't stop coughing.
Yeah, once you start coughing, you're fucked.
and then obviously trying to drink and then you just cough like you couldn't even control
Once
it.
you try
That's
to
why I
drink.
was spit so
I
much.
spat because you made me laugh.
When I went.
I was trying to get back to the show, and I was
The
like,
video-
the Super Bowl's, and I couldn't talk.
Chugging football.
And I was just about to say that, and then I just sipped water.
Our social media team have done well editing the video, and they put one up this afternoon.
Yes.
So check out the Instagram page and Facebook page. We've now got up and running now. They did well. That when I think I spat or like coughed and spat out the milk, and then you about 3 or 4 seconds later you were fine, but then you looked over and then you literally just started dry reaching.
It was just, I breathed
Had to
in.
leave.
Like, you know when you just breathe in at the wrong time and you kind of choke on air, like when you got chili in your mouth or something, and it was just a bad timing, and it looked like I was fucked, but yeah.
It was so funny.
But the guts after it wasn't worth it.
We hope everyone's enjoyed watching the videos and all that because that's what
It was really funny watching though.
You're in
So-
the next one. No matter what we do,
I'll
you're
do
in the
it
next
there.
one.
It's fine. You got a bet. You take it on.
So we're going to throw a question out to the fans. what is the next challenge or dare that the AGT boys should do?
Keep in mind, some of us are physically limited.
Yeah, we're
to
not
something.
going to do any stupid run a
nothing's-
fucking marathon or something like that.
stupid.
We want a challenge. Could be food orientated. Could
Remember,
be
we have livelihoods outside of this podcast, so
Yeah.
they can't be impacted
And
by
wives and children.
Yeah. So if there's anything you guys have seen, a challenge online that's going around at the moment that you want us to have a crack at, send it in, and we will put it to the viewers.
this. No.
And we will see what we can come up with.
And I'm not doing any of those dumbass TikTok dances. So you can wipe
How
that
funny
out.
was the ball, the medicine ball the girls put up? That was fucking great.
That was
To Adele. That was
a great
fantastic.
routine.
But no, you're going to see more funny content on the social media pages. So please, guys, if you haven't already, subscribe to them, and we'll keep you up
You'll get a
to
laugh.
date with what we're doing in the studio and how life's going.
So it's been a week since the Super Bowl.
Yes.
How do you feel? Like after the game, the instant reaction was obviously the GOAT. He was already the GOAT
It was
before
hard
that,
to sink in with a mouthful of
right? But
depth.
we didn't have time to digest what he had done. What?
I agree. I didn't think we gave it enough justice last.
So from the perspective of where I sit, he's a 7-time champion. That's
20 years between
it's
Super Bowls.
unbelievable. He's 43 years old, and he was like, it's not like he wasn't good. Like he wasn't. You know how Peyton Manning was in his last game in that Super Bowl, where he was like he was a game manager,
Yeah.
and I love Peyton Manning. He's my favorite player, but he wasn't. He was the difference in the game.
He's the GOAT. See, there's the debate in basketball, LeBron and Jordan. There's a debate in soccer, Ronaldo and Messi. There is absolutely
There's no
debate in NFL.
Let's dive into that a little bit more, I think, in the sports
There was a
section.
question.
There's a question, so we're going to get to that in Answer the Fans.
Sorry.
But we want to know, how was everyone's weekend?
Yeah. Well, what was
I got hands on.
Tell us about it, Losh, because
I
I
went
couldn't
bush.
think of anything
Nah.
fucking worse to be doing. But
So
anyway,
my mum lives in Dwelling Up.
yeah,
I fucking love Dwelling Up.
it's nice to get away.
What do you love about it? The smell.
I love that
Serenity.
there's no reception on my phone.
Actually, there was. I messaged you a few times. I just got emojis. That was it.
Yeah, because I just got upstairs and and then my phone died and I was like, I don't need it here.
No.
Mum hasn't had internet since November. She's in a dispute with Telstra, so
Because that's
good luck, Mum.
it's the only provider out there.
Haven't had internet since November.
Yeah. No, that's what I was like, you can move on, but anyway. So they have a watering hole at the back. You guys
Yeah,
have seen.
I'm familiar.
It's kind of like a small dam, and we swim in it.
Yeah,
It's fresh water. It's beautiful to swim in.
but it looks.
It looks like a swamp,
Yeah.
really. But the top layer is clean anyway. So the side of it is made up of big rocks, and it's like creates the little
Yeah.
dam. One of the big rocks fell in. I don't know, change of weather or global fucking warming, who knows why.
Yeah.
But it fell in, and it's not a major issue, but it's a bit of an issue because it's about 6 foot deep, so you could hit that rock in the middle now. Whereas
Yeah.
before it was just mud, so it was
Yeah.
fine. So my stepdad or mum's boyfriend, he created this pulley system thing anyway. He got this massive steel pole, thick steel pole, dug it into the grass about center point of the rock where he thinks the rock's going to be, tied it off to the left, tied it up to the right so you had, support on both
Yeah.
sides. My job was to go in there, goggles, snorkel. Snorkel was unnecessary because once you dive underwater, I don't know why he gave them to me. But to go under there, there's 2 chains, thick chains that had to get looped around the bottom of the rock and then clipped back onto the chain to scoop it under to cradle it. And you have to do that underwater and hold your breath. And my lungs aren't great. And fresh off it, we ate lunch and then had a nice big blunt after lunch. And I just like, lungs nice.
Fresh after boring myself out.
Yeah, and smoking a nice big blunt so my lungs are nice and warmed up. So dive down there and I'm getting about 20 seconds at a time, whatever. Finally looped around the first one. Second one just couldn't get to. He was stuck in clay, trying to
What was
dig
your
around
brother
it.
doing?
He'd gone back.
So you
He
just
gave up.
by yourself.
Yeah.
Ah,
Right? Took a while, but finally got the second one around it. Started pulling it up. So it's this like chain pulley thing, but once you pull it out, it takes the weight, so it's not that bad, but you can do it by hand. Started getting it up, chain slipped off. All right, we go back down there, we get it. About 5-6 failed attempts. We finally get it above water. It's coming up, it's above water. This rock is massive. It must weigh a ton, literally. Next minute, snap! One of the steel picket, just bent like 90 degrees from all the weight. and just like rammed it in. So, all right, we get that side, tie it to a little tractor, reverse the tractor to get nice and slack, upgrade the rope, tie it off even better, go for it again. The chain held in the water, so we didn't have to get back in the water. Beautiful. Start raising up again after about half an hour, it gets above water again. Like, beautiful. And then just starts feeling like it's collapsing. Feels like the earth's about to get ripped off. The pole that it was attached to just bent 90 degrees. This thing was like fat, like a goalpost, steel, and just bent straight back in the water. I looked at him, I was like, that's me done, mate. I'm a city boy. I'm not going back into your fucking swamp. So he's got a big rock stuck in there now, and that was my Saturday.
So you can't jump in this.
You can, just be careful of that little section now. With He'll get it out, though. I said to him, so why don't you just put a stick of dynamite in there and just blow the fucking thing out?
So he's a bit like. He's a bit of a handyman.
He's a very much. He created the whole system we were using.
Yeah.
And it was
Why?
Good until the pulse.
Why doesn't he just pump the water out?
Yeah, that's the next.
Where you going to fucking put it, though?
He'll have a big bucket somewhere. He'll build a little container.
Yeah,
that can
that's
fit
the
it.
next step.
Right.
That's
Pump the water out, get the rock out.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe even make it so it's a bit cleaner.
Nah, that's freshwater dam, mate. It's part of the experience down there in
It's got
dwelling.
to be like incentivizing to jump in there.
It's beautiful.
When we went down there for was it your 30th?
Yeah.
It just looked. You didn't want to jump in. You thought there was something in there.
There's not though. I know there's not. There's nothing in there. It's closed off. You know, it's only there's a little bit of marin at the bottom that they put in there, and that's
Yeah.
it. That's what Hannah was. I was like, anything swim past you? I'm like, it's not attached to anything else. Yeah. It's like a swimming pool, but instead of concrete or fiberglass,
It just has algae.
it's mud. Well, went to the Dwelling Up pub, played some giant Connect 4 in the beer garden.
Yeah. What'd you get Hannah for Valentine's Day?
Big bunch of flowers delivered to her work.
Oh yeah, Valentine's Day was on Sunday.
What did you do? Did you get a lot on anything?
Yeah, got her something. We got matching belts.
What?
What? Like
So she got me a
karate or-
belt, like
What are we talking about?
RM Williams belt.
Okay.
Right? So
Yellowstone.
she got me a belt, and we we don't do presents for Valentine's Day.
No.
So, yeah. Luckily, I got the heads up because I was getting the feeling that she was going to get me something. So I was thinking, all right, I have to get her something. But then she told me what she was getting me. So I was like, well, you know what? Just get yourself one as well. We'll get you a black one. I'll get a brown one. Beautiful. And then, a few months' time, we'll get the boots as well.
Ripping Beth Wheeler.
That's right. Australian made.
You can wear them while you're watching the new season of Yellowstone. When it comes
How
out.
good.
That's the plan. But so, for Valentine's Day, write a nice card. I didn't do flowers this year.
No, wasting money.
And then on Valentine's Day, Alessio had his first swimming lesson.
Hey. Get him in the water,
I
young.
went
Very
in the water.
important.
Yeah, I learnt 6 different nursery rhymes while I was there. He loved it. At the end, he was hungry, so he wanted out. But, yeah.
Good.
What rec centre?
Riverton Leisureplex.
Did it have the smell of salt
Yes.
and vinegar?
Which,
chips?
actually, you know what? As soon as you walk towards the pool area, not that smell, but that chlorine smell.
Chlorine. Yeah, the indoor chlorine
Right.
pool.
It just reminds you of
The Beatty
school.
Park.
So overpowering.
Terry Tarzak.
Yeah.
And I actually think that, like, Alessio, because he wasn't used to it, like he was a bit upset late, like throughout the day. So, yeah, it's probably not great for 3 or 4 months old. Like they should probably tone it down in the kids' pool. But it is what it is. They have to do it for a reason. I'm sure it's safe.
Did you get any
yeah.
chips?
No chips.
Oh, can you get next time you go there? Because leisure centres always have the best hot chips.
Yes, they
The bit
do.
of the little bit
The
thicker
chicken
chips,
salt.
eh?
Yeah.
The chicken salt.
Something about leisure centres.
And you love it because you get the chips and then you get that shaker container.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's in any other container, I don't want it.
No.
I want it in that
White
salt.
yeah, the big
white
white
handle,
big holes.
Big holes. So you can
Shake. If it's in a bag, you close the bag.
so you can
shake
take
the-
liberties.
Definitely
Take the chips
overkill.
off.
Yeah.
Definitely overkill.
Couple
And
of
you
vinegar.
and you shouldn't see like the chip skin at the top,
No.
and then you shake it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Give it another top up.
You're right. I will
Eat
get
half.
chips next week.
Yeah. They're always good.
Always.
He's been in the water. He's burned a little bit off. Let him get some chips.
See, that's why I don't know if that's the theory, whether they just tasted good because you're fresh out of swimming.
Nah, they
and
do.
They're
They
just
tasted
good,
good.
hey? Because
Yep.
Beatty Parks were fucking lit.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
So, Chop, how is your Valentine's Day?
Well, in the Chiari household, we don't believe in Valentine's Day.
What do you mean?
My dad got married the day after Valentine's Day, so he didn't have to celebrate Valentine's Day. So him and
So he
mum.
just has to celebrate his anniversary.
Yep, him and mum were down
Smart.
Well, I got
south.
Hannah Flowers on Saturday. So,
Yeah. So that's sort of been distilled into the Chiari household for a long time. Valentine's Day is a load of shit. And it is. So I celebrated
Do
the
you think
day
it's because
before,
you've
day
been
after.
single most Valentine's days? That's why I haven't celebrated.
No,
Ignoring the
two to
real,
tango, mate.
ignoring the obvious.
not at all. No, it was nice. We went out to dinner. We went to Kui at Matilda Bay. Highly recommend it. Great spot. Really enjoyed. The food was fantastic, but also the what would you describe it?
Ambiance.
The ambiance, the
Vibe?
decor, the vibe was great.
vibe.
I would definitely recommend that to anyone for couples, stuff like that. Great food, cocktails were
What
great.
cuisine?
It's more like, I guess, Mediterranean. So it was we had seafood, we had like oysters and stuff to begin with, scallops and that, and then they had nice Wagyu steak that I had. It was really good. And then afterwards for dessert, which I really liked as well, they had like this terrace area and they had all chairs set up out there and you go have dessert on there. They're like beach sort of chairs and that. And it was a beautiful night outdoors, fantastic.
Lovely.
And then couldn't ask for a better evening, to be honest. And then went back to the house and chilled out. So lovely. Had a little wine when we were back home.
Couldn't fork out and get a hotel room or something like that.
We just did that. So we're planning on going away in exit day, long weekend. We're going to go away again.
Nice.
Go down south and do it properly because hopefully
Yes. Take
we
two.
won't have a lockdown
Well, if
she
you go
won't
down
get
there
sick.
and there's a lockdown, you're the curse. You cannot go down
100%
south
would be the curse.
Or
wouldn't
just
it?
stay there.
or just fuck, I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, so that's how we celebrated Valentine's Day.
We love love.
We love here at AGT,
Love
Don't
is
we?
tight.
That's it.
don't we? Good. All right, well, gents, we've got a few questions come through, so I'm going to fire some off at you guys from our great fans. Wince has wrote one, but I think it's more for you. And I remember. Do you remember?
Yeah, it was just going
But
on when we went into the Saturday routine
Yeah.
and he brought up how you needed the TV guide. I remember needing
TV guide to know what was on because
Yes.
you
you
know
mark it out. I remember we used to do that where you
that's a
put
great
it-
one. That's a great one, Witsy. But the first one comes from Lauren. When will Chiari be introducing his girlfriend to the family?
Hey, the G word.
The G word. Lauren, it's already happened.
Hey.
So you'll be going to know she's met mum and dad. And I'm meeting her dad at his birthday dinner this Friday.
Tell you what, now that we're all in relationships here, I feel like the female listener is going to drop off now. I think Chop was the last straw.
Yeah, Chop was it.
Yeah, you know,
Or just grow because they want what they can't have, Adam.
it's true.
No more
Yeah.
single girls will listen, you mean, Adam?
That's right.
That's
Hang
what we're
on.
aiming for. No more single
Yeah.
girls.
Just a couple of old pregnant bitches. Can't have a couple of old pregnant bitches running around.
No, it's interesting times. Probably the first time all three of us have had partners at the same time.
That's true. Yeah.
Definitely.
Nah, because I've been with Lauren
How long?
7 years this year.
7 years.
Same.
You would have been fairly
Were you
similar.
the same time as him?
I think you
Wow.
went.
July.
Yeah. So
I definitely didn't get the memo when all that went
You're
down.
a couple of months before me.
World Cup 2014.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So for all that time, Chop, you've been praying.
Praying.
Praying from a religious sense,
Not at all,
not
Adam.
the hunting.
I've been enjoying my life. I've been enjoying my life. I just happened to find someone that was worth settling down for.
That's right. That's right. Yeah,
She's a
look,
great catch.
We're
Great
going to
girl.
get updates, weekly, fortnightly, and monthly from Chop. Just to see how he's going.
Because you referred to her as the paddle pop lion,
She's the paddle pop line.
are you going to introduce her like Simba style? Like, just like
Just hold her up.
hold her up?
Maybe.
What's your cute nickname?
For me and her.
Yeah.
We don't really got one yet. She's the paddle pop line. She knows that.
Well, what are you?
What am I? Fucking Chiari.
The toucan.
The toucan.
Even at home, he's still Chiari. Like, you don't turn it off, mate.
Can't. It's the enigma.
The enigma.
But no, Lauren, thank you for the question. She already has met mum and dad.
Actually,
And
you know
she
what?
did really
Mum
well,
and
I might
Dad's
add.
nothing.
It's
Mum and
me-
Dad's nothing.
What is it?
It's meeting the mates
Meeting the mates.
properly.
Yeah.
She has met you
No,
guys.
that was when we were after a
I
wedding.
mean, Frank didn't let go of her for
Right.
about 5 minutes.
That's like introducing me to someone. If I've played a grand final and they like just throw me in front of like, here's
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, exactly.
properly in a nice setting. Come,
Well, that's going to happen
Quiet, good acoustics.
yeah,
when we get the
interrogate.
some
chance.
ambience or something.
Yeah.
That will happen.
Two-way mirrors and
She's
shit.
been, I know most of her friends anyway, so that's been really easy for me. But no.
Lucky we're all sick cunts.
Thank you, Lauren, for the question. Appreciate that one. That's another sport one. We'll leave that one. Who's the most annoying?
Out of us three,
Count of three.
Wow.
Everyone say it. Count of three.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Adam.
me.
What? Oh, I was going to say.
You said Okay. You know what it is? You have a quirky sense of humour.
I like to be entertained. Now, whether that's Damon sending me jokes or
Who
doing
did you
something
say?
funny.
Losh?
I didn't say anyone. I was going to just like.
So you went 1, 2, 3 like a bitch and you didn't
No,
say
I was
anyone.
going to say, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, then say it. I was clarifying that, and then you guys just said
1, 2, 3.
it. You.
Yeah,
Chop.
yeah, he's annoying.
Chop.
But like, see, from my perspective,
Chop's needy.
I like to just get a laugh.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
You're
it
a little
for.
instigator.
Yeah,
like,
just a laugh.
in all the videos of us eating the chips, all you could hear was Adam just instigating and laughing like a hyena in the
But it
fucking
made
background.
for good viewing because his
Exactly.
laugh.
If you
is
were to watch
very
Lion
bright.
Kings, Adam's one of the fucking hyenas.
The laugh is
no,
great.
no, no.
His laugh and Nooch's laugh are
Yes.
great, isn't it?
If I'm on the Lion King, I'm like Timon or Pumbaa.
In
Probably
any situation out of those two, you're Pumbaa.
Yeah.
You're never a Timon.
10 years ago, maybe Timon. 20.
You were very lean back in the day.
No, so I think, look, I like dad jokes. I like any jokes, really.
Most jokes at Chop's expense.
Yeah.
Especially while he's eating popcorn.
Yeah.
It's low-cal.
It's good. Yeah. But you're annoying, Chop.
Chop's annoying.
Just run me through how I'm annoying.
You've been annoying since
You're
high
eating
school.
while we're
There you
recording
go.
the show.
And the way you're eating, it's falling on the floor.
Right.
The way you've has annoyed me since I met you in year 11.
You would get, so I've known Chop since year 4,
My oldest friend.
right? I don't think, and I've probably sat down for maybe, would you say, 10,000 meal situations with him.
10,000.
Right?
Fuck.
At least. At
Give or
least.
take.
Right? He's never kept. So if he's eating a burger, probably half of it is in his mouth. The rest goes all over the fucking table. And the
Chop
plate.
eats everything with a
Right.
fork and knife, but he starts with his hand. He has to finish off the rest
If
with the
he
fork
eats a
and knife.
palmy,
Yeah.
it's not cut, put the chicken in his mouth. It's cut, slobbered it up, bang, poof. The salad's in the left corner.
What
chicken's
shit?
over there.
Hang on. Where this is
He
originating?
used to eat
Sorry.
these, he used to
where
eat these
does
ham and cheese salad
Yes.
sandwiches.
The only thing I used to throw around and feed the
Right.
seagulls at Trinity.
Throw around.
And if you
Mate,
weren't where Chop was eating,
you knew.
you knew from
Hansel
the
and
carrot,
Gretel.
from the shredded carrot, everything.
Cucumber, lettuce. The salad, the line from the canteen to where we sat at school was a trail of
In my
veggies
defense,
and then seagulls.
in my defense, they pack those fucking things way too much.
He would order it
Less is
every
more.
day.
And that
Because I
orange
wanted a
seed.
fucking ham and salad
I
sandwich.
used to love it in primary school. He used to order his lunch. You remember you had to write it on that paper bag, give it to them, give them the money in it. So every day he'd order a ham and cheese toasted sandwich, and he'd
Right.
specifically say ham and cheese. And
No
every day he'd come
tomato.
back, ham
With a
and-
fucking
he'd come back.
tomato in there.
Every day would come with-
Scalding hot.
Scalding
Scalding hot. That's the hottest thing in the world.
every day.
Tomato
he
and
would
a
get a
toasty.
ham, cheese, and tomato sandwich. And he'd get a green gulper. The fucking bottle is the size of
I
your
reckon they
fist,
used to like to
and he
piss me
wouldn't
off.
drink. He couldn't drink the full bottle ever.
I remember
Do you remember it was called a gulper bash? I used to bash guns with the bottle.
I remember the orange sea juice, the carton of orange sea, and he was quite gummy back then as well. So he'd drink it and he'd be fucking carrot everywhere and juice and.
See, Chop, you
Fucking
are annoying,
shitty,
man. Funny annoying, but it's
Oh yeah,
annoying.
no, like Stifler's brother.
And you know what? I did everything my fucking way.
I did it my
right.
way. Yeah,
Right.
But that's a great question.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
I can't
Well,
remember what the question.
I think
was.
Maddie or Millie sent that
Oh.
through. Who's the most annoying?
No one said me, huh?
You're not annoying.
Yeah, no.
You're stoned half the time. So
Incorrect.
what? Sorry, 99% of the time.
Sleep for a third of your life, man.
All right, the next question from Cassius Clay.
Big Unk.
Big Onk. Who is the greatest athlete ever in any sport?
See, this is the ongoing debate.
Athlete.
And I'm glad it's come up the week after that last Super Bowl.
I'd love to hear everyone's opinions on this because I don't think it's going to be. I don't think one of us is going to.
So when we're saying athlete,
Saying came up the other day.
is that different to sportsman?
That's the question. See, if you're saying an athlete,
It's like
whereas,
pure
the
athletic
prototype
ability.
athlete, for me, it's Cristiano Ronaldo or LeBron James. If you're going to prototype
No,
an
no,
athlete,
ever.
yeah.
So you're
I'm
talking-
saying for that sense in terms of athletic, and then you got guys like Calvin Johnson.
Because why this?
No, we're talking pure athletic ability. But
No,
then
no, no.
what
We're
is that?
We're talking achievements in
I
sport.
think so. The
and
greatest
everything too.
sportsman ever
Yeah.
is the question.
So why this has come up is because all over Twitter this week is people saying Serena Williams is the greatest athlete. And Brennan Schaub on The Fighter and the Kids had the best analysis of this. He was like, how many people play tennis, right? How many girls play tennis? And it's such a small sample size of what she's got. And he goes, then how many fighters are there around the world? Like, fighting is massive. Every single country, there are fighters. How many play soccer around the world? So many more people than play tennis. So he's saying, how can she, when her sample size, when she would get belted by the world number 200 men's tennis
she
player,
did.
which
She
she
lost to
did,
him.
she lost to him. They had a trial. She can't compete against men. So how could she possibly be the greatest athlete of all time?
I get what you're saying, but for me, it's not saying, well, Tom Brady's in the room and he's going to play Michael Jordan at what? Like it's you don't. It's for me. It's like what you did in your own sport, your accomplishments there. First, like the criteria has to be were you the most dominant player at the time, or and in most cases, the ones we will list are that. The other one is, did you transcend the sport? Were you bigger from a marketing point of view? Did you make it so when you thought of the sport, you thought of that player?
Yeah.
Or did you think of that player even before the sport? Like, there would be a lot of people that would go, I know who Michael Jordan is, but I know nothing about NBA.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right?
Same with soccer.
And look, it'd be the same, probably with Cristiano Ronaldo, maybe to a lesser extent, Messi. I don't think people that don't know soccer probably don't really know Messi because he's not a marketing brand.
Yeah.
Whereas Ronaldo's a little bit more Beckham-like.
Yeah.
I would comfortably sit here and say LeBron James is probably that at the moment.
Right now? Yep.
He's a brand as well. He transcends the sport. He's a dominant player. 35 years old, still probably the number one player in the comp. And to be honest, so was Jordan at the time when he was 35.
Who has more success?
I don't think
Jordan playing in the 90s?
I don't think,
LeBron playing in the 90s or Jordan playing now?
so if Jordan was playing now,
Jordan went
See,
to 6 and won 6. LeBron's went to 10 and won 4.
I've always believed those players would be dominant in any era. Now, some eras suit their abilities more than others, right? So, if you were a three-point shooter in the 60s and 70s, there wasn't the three-point shot.
Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain was
Right?
dominant.
In the 80s and 90s, it only just started. But now, like Steph Curry, whose game is behind the arc, so to speak, he's more dominant player now than he could have been in the 80s or 90s. Not to say he wouldn't have been a good player, though.
Yeah.
I think, I always err to Jordan. Maybe it's a bias because I grew up with him. He was my first sort of iconic player in a sport. Like, he was the dominant figure in the 90s. Like, there wasn't anyone close to him. Tiger Woods came at the end of the 90s, but even then, Jordan owned the 90s. Not even just from a sporting perspective, from a cultural perspective.
branding and even the Jordan shoe.
He was a phenomenon. So,
Global
yeah,
phenomenon.
and he definitely transcended the sport. Like we saw it in The Last Dance, gave a glimpse.
Yeah.
He was bigger than
For
NBA.
that exact reason, for me, Serena Williams is not even in the conversation because she hasn't transcended the sport. She's not a marketing boy. You look at someone like
She's a great player.
but
She
you look at someone
dominated
Best
the women's
female
game.
tennis player ever. Yeah, fair enough. Give her that title. But
Okay, this is where I look at it. You look at someone like a Ronda Rousey. If no one knows, you may not have to know fighting, but you've heard of Ronda Rousey.
yeah, but then she got her ass handed to her.
Yeah, but that's I'm
few
not talking about
times,
the
didn't
thing. Yeah. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when she came in and how dominant she was, and then she was in movies. She's been in heaps. Like, that to me is transcending the sport in that sense.
For me, you talk about UFC, it's Conor.
Yeah, Connor. There you go.
But then he's not the best athlete.
No.
Because clearly he's been beaten.
But then-
Yeah,
Alright,
but
so
like
he's-
MMA is very different like that. You got a point where you will start losing because there's certain limits. Like
yeah, I get that.
George St. Pierre is probably one of the only few ones that got out, but even he lost during his
Khabib's never
prime.
lost.
Khabib's never lost. He's probably a rarity, but if he stays in the game long enough and keeps fighting, he's going to lose. It's a young man's sport.
Mayweather.
I believe
Floyd Mayweather.
The old saying, "Father Time waits for no one."
Yeah.
Right. Floyd Mayweather, I think, is his eliteness is flawed because he picks the fighters he knows
Yeah.
he will
Yeah,
beat.
hang on.
But he's in the top 10.
50
He's in the
and
top
0.
10.
No, don't get me wrong. He's
Mate,
still,
he's in the
he's-
top. He's
he's in
got to
the
be in
top
the
10.
top
he
2 or
still
3.
is what, 49 and 0?
50.
50
Well,
and 0.
do you count that kind of fight?
Yeah, absolutely.
Official
Official
fight.
fight.
Okay. I think, well, who else?
All right, then you got Phelps.
Phelps. Yeah.
18
Well, he was
gold,
dominant.
Hang
18
on.
golds or
The
whatever.
question is, who's yours? So
Jordan.
Jordan from Russo.
Just because it happened last week, like it's fresh.
right,
But it's Tom Brady, 21 years. His first Super Bowl was 01. His 01 season. His second one's a 2020 season. You know what I mean? You've been a 10 in between. More than any other franchise.
Yeah.
You know, that's just, you can't ignore that.
I'm going to go a bit off the deep end here. I'm going to say Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for what he did for a black person going into golf,
Yeah.
I
was
think
just unheard of.
with Tiger, if he had have not had that drama,
Yeah.
and he kept going on and the direction he was heading, he was no doubt he would have been in the. So like I reckon in the
What's it, Nicholas? It's got
Jack
the most?
Nicklaus
No,
has
not
got
even
the most.
not even that. He would have easily passed that. But more
18.
from all right. So when people talk about Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, who else is there? I don't like from a sporting perspective.
Mayweather or
No,
Federer.
not-
No, because
Legacy, like
and
everything.
Right, yeah.
Jordan, Ali,
Pele,
Maradona.
Pele,
Maradona, yeah.
Maradona. He would have been in that.
It's funny. We
I
say
think
no.
he's
It's funny. We say no to Mayweather in that sense, but then we say yes to Maradona. Maradona had cocaine addiction.
Yeah, but it's more about like the legacy, like in terms of like the greatest athlete of all time. It's all relative. Like what do you value over? Like, do you value title wins? Do you value when you're at your peak, were you unstoppable? All that stuff. Like Maradona, he definitely transcended the sport. Like there was no doubt about that.
Yeah.
And even like you talk about football, like soccer, how big it is globally. And I'll always say like the Super Bowl reached 40 million people worldwide or something like that from a ratings perspective. And the World Cup is billions or whatever it is.
Inter Juve the other week, I think it was.
Yeah.
They had more than what the Super Bowl had.
Yeah. And so like, okay, from a global perspective, shouldn't someone from the biggest sport in the world be that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Robbie Budger. Changed my answer.
But no, that is a fantastic question.
And it's just it's a great debate and it'll never be everyone's got their own
Never be
opinion.
answered.
It'll never be answered.
Like I used to just be blanket. Jordan was better than LeBron, no doubt. Now I'm still Jordan is better than LeBron, but I'll have the conversation with you,
yeah.
and I'll
What
let you,
happens
I'll let you put your case forward.
I reckon he wins another 1 or 2.
Yeah, but see, for me, like, okay, so in the ultimate game, being the finals, and in the NBA, obviously it's a 7-game series, but in that stage, he is 4 from 10, is he?
Yeah, 4 from 10.
He's 4 from 10. Too many times has he been thoroughly beaten in that stage. Now, the NBA is a sport. It's 5 players on a court. Yes, it's a team sport, but it comes down to your best player against their best player. Now, granted, the Golden State Warriors had an elite team, so that was but he lost to the Spurs in a sweep. When he went the first year as Miami Heat,
Mavs.
and he lost to the Mavs, like that Mavs team.
The Dirt Nowitzki.
Right, that goes on your record.
Yeah.
Jordan never had that in, so he had to work his way to that point.
8 finals
but
in a
no
row,
one,
though.
no one. But Jordan, if he didn't have that time off, it was effectively
7.
he was 6 in a row. It would have been 7 or 8.
Yeah.
So like, I get it. He's like what we're talking about is he has 1 and 2. We're not talking about
exactly.
I'm not trying to say. I'm just saying that's my argument.
Yeah.
And people will go LeBron. Like I get it. He's 6'9", athletics. He's still eating popcorn.
Fucking strangle him with that bag.
Must be a really good conversation because he's just watching us.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enthralled by it.
No, well, you know what?
That's also like you'll be always going to be a victim of your era and your age and who you grew up with. Like you're going to be biased. There's no way telling my nonnos or like our dad's era, the real passionate that Maradona's not the best player ever.
Yeah.
So I'll just say Messi's good, but he's not Maradona because at the time Maradona was the only one, the first one to do it, and it was just the one. That's all you knew.
Yeah.
You're never going to convince me Tom Brady's going to be the better quarterback.
No.
Someone's going to be better than him, unless in.
Well, I think he's probably usurped even the Montana fans or anything like that. He's had two.
You can't exactly. You can't now.
It's two.
How many did Montana win?
Four.
From four. So
So Terry Bradshaw's 4, Montana 4.
Terry Bradshaw's
Terry
four as
Bradshaw's not even in the conversation.
That's
No,
the
no,
crazy
I'm just
thing.
saying,
You win 4 Super Bowls, you're not even in the conversation.
He was Fat Boy before Fat Boy.
73, 77, 78. So they won 2 in a row back to back twice in the 70s.
Interesting. But
It's a great topic.
It's
and I'll
I
never
was
get
thinking
bored
about
of
this the other
discussing it.
day. I'm obviously not smart enough to ever work this out, but if you could do some sort of scoring system where your accolades, your achievements, whatever, will worth a certain amount of points.
I'm sure there is
There's gotta be
something from a scorecard measure, but again, it's still relative.
Nah, exactly.
The person who creates that scorecard, it's
Doesn't it
just
take
what I,
global.
it's what I value.
Yeah.
There's no way to ever know, but it's good to have the discussion.
Yeah.
very interesting. Great question. Losh.
Oh, I actually got another question.
Oh, yes. So this was the sporting one. Another sporting one.
I like the way it's worded and his examples. And where is it? All right. What is the most filthy gangster shit you can remember happening in sport? By this, I mean shit that was heavily controversial, whether it happened on or off the pitch. Some examples: Monica Seles getting knifed in the back,
Yeah,
Tyson munching on Holyfield's ear,
Yeah, I remember.
Tonya Hardin's husband breaking Nancy Kerrigan's leg in the figure skating,
Don't remember that, but obviously know the story.
Andreas Escobar being shot.
Remember that.
What are some that you can think of? That's from
Malice
Sam.
at the Palace.
I said that today. Don't fucking steal my
That was a good one from me.
That's why he's most annoying.
motherfucker. That was crazy because I remember putting on ESPN or SportsCenter and seeing that, and I was like,
I watched it live,
"What the fuck?" Is
not live
going
at the game. I wish I was there.
Would you have
But I
got
remember-
involved?
I for the life of me, I don't even know. I just happened to put on the NBA. So this is the Foxtel put it on 508.
When was this? Like 95?
No, it was 2004.
2004.
Oh, is it? I'm way off.
I put it on,
95.
and I literally put it on when there was 1 minute to go, just as there was a hard foul. I
It was
think
a free throw.
on,
Yeah, it was.
Jermaine O'Neal or something like that for the Pacers. So it was a hard foul on him. This was at the Pistons, and then like there was a scuffle between Artest and a few of the Pistons players.
And Jackson was the other guy.
Stephen Jackson. So Artest, maybe he was trying to incite the crowd, but he then goes and lies on the scorer's bench, like you're lying getting a suntan.
He's just trying to stay out of it.
right? He was just lying there, and then some fan just throws their beer, and then it just kicks off because then Artest launches into the crowd.
He went ape shit, and you know what?
And he
Rightfully so.
I think he punched the wrong bloke.
He punched a
sure.
number of people, bro, and so did Jackson. And you know what? The funniest thing is all these dickhead fans think, fuck this, we're getting involved. And they try to fight these 6'6" athletes
Yeah. 6'6"
and
is
think
the
they're going to,
smallest.
and yeah, exactly, and think they're going to get, like, they're going to, one, land a punch on the Giants, and two, they're going to hurt him. I remember seeing Jackson just get this guy and was just fucking laying into him. And rightfully so, because all these dickheads thought, you know, they could throw drinks at him. At the end of the day, what happens on the court is between the players, not between the fucking fans.
Nah.
Fans stay out of
Stay
it.
the fuck out if you
And
fan.
you know
it
what?
was-
They all
it was
copped
fucked.
it. People got banned for life. Rightfully
Well,
so, those fans.
Artest got a year, the rest of the season ban.
Yeah. So what? I would have copped that. Still would have get
Right,
paid.
all that. But actually, don't even know if he got paid.
They got
But you know
fined.
what? Like that was the first time I'd seen something like that. It was so like I've never seen that in the NBA. But to be honest, it probably happens in Latin America every fucking week.
Yeah, definitely.
I swear to God, there's been
Third
probably
division.
like the crowd storms the field, punches the play. There's got to be fucking 1,000 of them there.
Yeah.
That was hectic. Oh, the other one I was trying to think of, gangster, like Eric Cantona with the Kung Fu
gonna
kick.
say. Yeah.
Eric Cantona's
And
kick.
that was fucking right on, and probably would have done it too, because
Again,
that
another
guy
fan.
made a comment
Another
about
fan.
his, I think, disabled sister. and he heard her and just fucking leveled the prick.
Another thing, I wouldn't call it gangster, but remember when Lee Bowyer and Kieran Dyer started punch on?
Yeah, and they both got red cards.
they both got the red
For
card.
Newcastle. They played
Yeah, I
for
remember that.
Newcastle.
Do you remember Barry Hall decking Brent Staker?
Probably the best. Was it was a right hand?
Oh man, I
It was a
don't know what
spin
happened.
move as well. He
But
spun, bang.
what a piece of shit! Because
Yeah.
Brent Staker is probably one of the softest flower players.
He would
you know
not.
what I mean?
Brent Staker would
Wouldn't
not
hurt a
have done
fly.
anything to.
No
No,
way.
and he just dropped him, and he only got 10 weeks. If that happened in today's AFL, you're going for the rest of the season.
10 weeks is a long time though. It's a half a season.
That's a long time.
For
Bro.
a
Well,
punch.
would you classify Gaffs, who got 12 weeks, worse than that?
Gaff get 12.
Well, Gaff got 12 weeks.
I thought he got 8.
8 or 12. Anyway, if Barry Horney got 10, Gaff got 8.
8 or 9, I think.
Barry Hall's 10 times
No,
worse.
Barry Hall got 7.
Yeah, sorry, 7. Only
And
7.
Gaff got 10.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
So you work that one out. Barry Hall basically
Gaff's
could
a
have killed someone.
thug though, right?
I was about to say they go back on their record. So you got clean cut Barry Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Gaff
I'm
just goes around
trying to
hitting
think,
blokes.
other than Tyson biting Holyfield's ear, there's got to be a few in boxing.
There's that after the Khabib Conor fight. You got a bit out of hand. You got a little bit out.
That's a
of
little
hand.
bit, but there's nothing too
Do you
serious.
remember Zidane headbutting
Oh,
Materazzi?
that's-
That,
Yeah,
that's
the World
that's
Cup.
gangster.
What a way for
Although, what a pussy Materazzi
talk-
is. That wouldn't have hurt at all.
Talk about an unexplainable moment, right?
When it happened, everyone was-
the
I remember
Madison
that.
Palace shit got out of control, right? Fine. What Tyson Holyfield in boxing, like you're fighting and then like your instinct bite your ear, whatever. But in a World Cup fight, it's 1-1. There's 10 minutes to go until penalties. You're the captain in your last game,
You're one of the greatest players
right?
ever.
And you
It's the
turn
last game
around
of your
and,
career.
and you had time to think about it because, like, if you
Yeah.
watch that replay, he stops, looks at
There's
him,
an exchange of
and then
words.
lines
what,
him
what
up.
did he say it was over?
No, it turned out he just said like,
Oh, fuck your mother.
so he was
or
holding
something.
his shirt, and then
Shirt
he goes,
tugging.
and then Sedan goes, "I'll give you the shirt after the game if you want it that bad." And he goes, "I'd rather have your sister." It's been come out. That's what he said. And then it came out after the game, like they were trying to hypothesize. They said he was being a racist
Yeah,
or
saying
anything
about
like
him
that.
being a gypsy
But he just
or
said like,
something like that.
you know, I'd rather have your sister. Surely that can't just evoke
Flippy.
that.
What, 20-year career, Zidane, you know, like professional career, all the accolades, one of the best, highly regarded.
Coach of Real Madrid right
remember,
now.
like-
And that's how he goes out.
Shit, I still
I remember because when it happened, I remember watching at an Italian club and the screen obviously not being on there. Then all of a sudden the play sort of stops and then there's all this commotion and we're like, what the fuck's going on? And then it was,
when we saw the replay, because at the time he hadn't been sent off. When we saw the replay, we thought he was going to get away with it. Because, to be honest, the only reason he got done was because the fourth official caught it on the camera
right.
and just knew if we don't send him off and like he wins the game or anything like that,
Right.
we'll never ref in any major. They had to. I reckon a FIFA official must have just said, "Look, fucking send him off. Fine anyway." Because you know what the stupidest thing is? I remember because I've watched that replay like 1,000 times. The ref comes over to the sideline and talks to the linesman. The linesman just gives him a tap on the bum and then he runs back and sends him off. So it's not like they stood there and discussed what happened.
It would have just been going to it.
He was
Just
just
do
like, send him off. Just send him off.
it. We all know what you
Yeah,
have to
we
do.
know what he's done. He's guilty.
Oh,
Send him off.
A recent one. Remember last year, Miles
Oh,
Garrett and Mason Rudolph?
Oh,
We
Hitting
swung-
with the helmet.
still claiming that Miles Garrett called him a racist.
Nah, there's no way he would have. No one's dumb enough to say a racist slur in the NFL. Not only against the teammates, but then you got to go in the locker room and then all your 80%
Yeah.
black teammates find out you called him the N-word or whatever.
Garrett's
you
still
called him.
sticking by what it was said. Nah. Maybe he misheard something.
But he ripped ripped Rudolph's helmet off his head and in one motion swung it around, came around the top, windmilled him and just hit him over the head with his own helmet.
That's fucking
Fuck,
hilarious.
he got weeks for that, hey?
He got the rest of the season, 6
Yeah,
weeks.
It was a bit longer,
6
I think,
weeks.
because it might have
Sure,
carried
there's
him
got to
a
be
bit.
so many gangster moments in sport.
Yeah.
That's
I can't think of any.
no.
The one you brought up about, who was it, Monica Seles?
Yeah, she got
Getting stabbed by a
I
stalker
don't-
during a game? That was fucking mental when you think about
we
it.
were obviously alive.
We were young.
because
You was in
during
it
the
was
90s.
the early 90s.
Or, you know, not gangster, but that reminds me of that ESPN documentary where OJ Simpson's on the same name the World Cup's opening.
Oh, yeah.
The NBA has
October 4th
NBA's
or whatever
finals
it is.
are on. And then OJ Simpson's running away from murder. It's not sport related.
That's gangster.
Yeah,
What a
gangster.
nuffy.
Ford Bronco. And then he brings out a book, If I Did It.
Oh, That's
he did
good.
do it.
No, the glove. Remember, the glove didn't fit him. That was the.
There's one last question, boys, and this is just probably a common one, which I think we should probably start talking a little bit more about. Is what are we watching right now? Because we're big fans of Yellowstone. We just heard they renewed it for season 4 and a prequel. And a prequel focusing on Kevin Costner.
I'm thinking of auditioning for Rip.
At the moment,
He's a sick cunt.
well, Yellowstone's awesome. But at the moment, I'm watching Hunters on Amazon Prime.
Al Pacino.
Yeah, good.
Hunters.
Nazi hunter one.
Yeah, really good. It's got me captivated. Me and the missus. It's got me captivated. It's hooked. It's intense.
I'm watching The Wire.
Very good show. Very,
seen it.
very,
Old school one.
yeah, old school. It was
I've
like
never seen
it was
it, so-
early 2000s.
Yeah, it's like HBO sort of. So, what are you watching?
I'm watching. I just finished watching Your Honor. It's got Brian Cranston in
I
it.
couldn't get into
Oh, I just watched
Really fucking
Really
good,
good.
man.
couldn't get into it.
No, he's
After like 3 episodes, I was like, no, this is
no, but he's acting. He's so good.
Yeah, I know,
he's
but
so
it didn't
good.
do
in it.
enough for me.
So we just finished that, but now I just started watching the new doco on Netflix. It's about the Cecil Hotel.
Oh yeah, I'm starting that this weekend.
I haven't watched that yet.
Watched the first episode last night. I'm like hooked
I'm
because
gonna start that
where
this
we
weekend.
stayed. Do you remember in downtown? I swear to God, one of the images in like they're just going through LA, downtown LA, is the car park where we used to park a car, and then where we stayed at Palm because we were 3 blocks from
Skid Row. Yeah,
So that's right where the Cecil Hotel is.
yeah, that looks good. We're gonna start that this weekend.
And I was just like, fuck, last night I was watching it with the Paddle Pop Line, and I was like, I swear to God, that's the car park, because it would just look so familiar, like massive, when they had the apartment building there and that massive car park. Now, people say there's a few of those in LA, not that size and not where it was. Like,
yeah, it probably is.
Probably
it's
was.
close to Skid Row.
Yeah. So,
Actually, with the season being over now, I've just been watching a lot of NFL docos and old stuff.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask you guys, because I've done it a few times in the last couple of weeks. What gets you crying?
Oof.
Is there anything you watch?
Okay, so we're not going to talk about funerals.
No, but like, anything, do you ever cry from TV shows or shit?
Yeah.
I've cried for movies, yep.
Because you know what gets me every fucking, not crying, although I did cry the other week when Chris Wessling passed away from around the NFL podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd like obviously listened to him for a couple of years, almost daily, and yeah, he lost his battle with cancer. It was pretty sad. But the Hall of Fame knocks when they get inducted.
Oh, how good are they?
When big David Baker, you know that big fucking mountain of a man, just comes up and he does the whole spiel.
The spill's great.
Yeah, you've been enshrined forever in
That doesn't
football.
get me.
That gets me every time because then the players react.
It's a bit of a, for me, it's a bit, I know they deserve it's their moment, but it feels a bit staged.
No, that gets me.
Doesn't
every
get
time.
me.
No.
Last time I probably, outside of close family members dying is Alessio being born. I shed a tear. I didn't cry, shed a tear. I think if I was proper crying, it probably was like a movie where someone passed away. I have to think it's something like that. I can't. Although I have cried when my sporting teams lost like a grand final or a final.
I can't shed tears for Carlton anymore. I have too many. Now it's just
You don't shed a tear because they lose round 20.
Next tier will be tears of joy.
Yeah.
I can distinctly remember one moment that me and Nooch laugh about so much is we went to the movies with Adriana, his sister, and 2 of her mates. It was me, Nooch, and 3 girls. We watched Adam Sandler and Click.
Oh, that gets me every
The
fucking
end
time.
of Click,
Yeah.
That gets
when
me
he's
every fucking
dying
time.
outside the hospital,
Yeah, that's
had
emotional.
me. I was fucking sobbing. I looked to my left, Nooch is in absolute tears, and I looked a little bit further down. Adriana, all the girls are crying. Look behind us, everyone in the other row is
man.
crying.
Were you crying?
I was fucking tearing up. I was like fully crying. I was like,
Yeah, that's an emotional
That-
scene.
If you don't cry in that movie,
Absolutely.
you're soulless.
yeah, that got me
And
fucking
you know the other part that
good.
gets me when he's ignoring his dad,
Yeah.
Henry Winkler, and he's
And
telling him,
he-
look at it.
Look at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of his better movies, Adam Sandler. Probably one of his top 3 or 4, I reckon.
Speaking of crying, there's a show now that we're all in relationships. There's a show called This Is Us. Now it's a little
Oh,
bit
the
co-
UK show.
No,
it's
US.
US.
It's got Mandy Moore in it.
Yeah.
But the premise is it tracks the same family through multiple decades. But the dad, you find out early in the show, the dad passes away. And that was that was only just recently because I just finished it recently. and it's a really good show because like every episode's fucking emotional roller coaster. It gets a bit like tiring. Like you're like, fucking hell, that was heavy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't avoid topics or stuff like that. But the dad dies in like, I won't give it away. I'll let you watch it.
Well, you're already giving it away.
No, the dad dying is not giving away because you know straight away that he's died. Because when I say he tracks through multiple decades, they flash back and forth.
All right. That's not bad. So I want to keep you up to date with watching that, but Cecil Hotel doco on Netflix, highly recommend it. One episode in. It's pretty trippy. If you read a little bit of the backstory of what it's about this Canadian girl who goes traveling. She goes down to San Diego, she travels herself. She's only 21. She goes and stays at the Cecil Hotel. Now, the Cecil Hotel has had many deaths in it, serial killers staying in it, drug overdoses, murders, the whole nine yards.
that Ramirez? Did he have something to do with that? No, it was a different one.
I don't know, but plenty of them have stayed at this particular hotel because of where it's located and how much it costs. It is a pretty fucking disgusting hotel, but like they've obviously renovated it over the years and all that shit. So it looks, from what I can gather right now, because I'm only one and a half episodes in, it looks like they're sort of saying there's some paranormal activity here because they released this 4-minute video, the last sighting of this woman, as she's entering, enters the elevator, and she's doing all these weird hand movements and like the perfect way to describe it, and they do it in there, is like she's conjuring a spirit, like it's fucking weird. She presses all the buttons in the elevator, like just all the buttons, goes in and out of the elevator a couple times, right? Just gets eerier and eerier. It's like she's checking behind the elevator to see if someone's coming. The craziest thing, and when you watch it, they bring it up right at the end of the video, is for 4 minutes, the elevator door does not close. Where have you ever been where an elevator door does not close after probably about 5 or 6 seconds?
Yeah,
4 fucking minutes,
I'll go home and
the
watch it
elevator door doesn't close. That's what got me last night. That's when I had me hooked. I was like, oh, this is some creepy shit going on here.
Yeah, see, I get
4 minutes. And then you know what it does? It closes, opens again on the same level, didn't go down, and she's pushed all the buttons, so it didn't move, closes again, opens, and then closes, and that's it. And she never comes back into the elevator. And that's the last sighting of it. So it gets fucking trippy.
Chills, eh?
Yeah, it's cookerish. But that's when all the internet blew up and all these, not conspiracy theories, but YouTubers started commenting on video, like analysing it, breaking down. And that's when the whole phenomenon of this particular case exploded because she never left the hotel. And that's what they couldn't work out. And obviously this doco is going to explain what happened to her, but she never leaves the hotel, and they can't work out what the fuck happened to her.
Yeah, hard on watching that this weekend.
She's in the war cavity.
Do you know what? Actually,
They searched every single room in the hotel, 700 rooms in the hotel. They looked at every room, every closet, anywhere you could bury a body or hide a body.
A
under the
UFO
bed.
came to
Under
the top
bed.
of the roof.
I bet she's under the bed.
Yeah.
No,
She's
No one
still
ever-
there.
No one ever looks under the
don't
bed.
research it then because it'll
I'm
be
not going
surprising.
to.
Because I actually looked into it a little bit before I watched, so I know what happens to her. No. But the cookerish thing, don't do that. Just watch it because I think you'll be.
I don't like doing what you did. Just did. I like going in this completely blank.
Yeah, 100%. Does anyone know something as well? Hannah's going to ask me questions the whole way through. If I know about something. Just tell me, is he going to die? I'm like, I don't know.
All right.
But, I did. Sorry, you just saying that and creeped me out and was chilling and had me the other week. I got real late to it, obviously. Was that Don't Fuck With Cats? You watched it?
No, I haven't watched that.
Don't fuck with cats.
You haven't watched it?
Don't fuck with
I
cats.
know what it's about, though.
Never heard of it.
Bro, I'm very late to the party. with
Never
this
heard
one,
of it.
obviously. I think it's about a year old. This dude kills some cats online. He posts a video online, right? And then people see this video and then just starting a group let's find this prick and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
They start analysing this fucking video. They look at the outlets in the wall and they try and work out what country he's from, and they see this in the background and they just deep and it just takes you on this across the world tracking this guy. It is insane if you have not seen it.
What is it? Don't fuck
with cats.
What's it on?
Netflix. I can't believe you haven't seen it. I thought
I've never heard of it.
Really?
Never
It was
heard
real
of it.
big.
I've heard of it.
Around the Tiger
like
King's
cats.
time last
Nah,
year.
I
It was kind
didn't
of
hear
big.
it.
Bro, watch that.
All right, I'm going to watch that. Don't fuck with cats. Okay. So, Loshy, do you remember?
I've had a couple things thinking about today. I spoke to a friend today, and he reminded me of a couple of things. It took me on a bit of a ride. Do you remember Oddbods?
Yeah.
Collecting Oddbods?
Yes.
Those cards. And you get the footy ones, and they could get the ones that you'd rub, and they change colour.
I was telling Paddle Pop Line that you guys collect them.
Got the whole set, and I was seeing, and then Tarzos.
Yes.
The round ones. We've got all
What was the Dorito things? The coin shaped things.
Tarzos.
Were they Tarzos?
Yeah, and then there was the other ones that were like
They
from
would
Cheetos, and
Yeah.
they had the little grooves in them, and you could
connect them.
up.
Yeah.
there was
Fuck, that was
I
like
remember-
my year 1 and 2. I remember.
Tarzos.
We got all of them. We got all the Looney Tunes ones at home and stuff. But do you guys remember? This can be for Perth people. The Browns milk carton regatta every year.
Yes.
Oh, at Hillary's Boat Harbour.
Hillary's Boat Harbour.
Yeah, they used to jump off the fucking
I
jetty.
never went to the event, but I've seen. Like,
that was every summer.
Yeah, it
Every
was on the
summer.
news.
And then I remember seeing it, and then like you'd see the ad, and me and my brother would be like, "Oh, we'll do it this year."
Whatever happened to that? Because that just stopped, eh?
Yeah, I'd
Why?
like to find
They
out what
stopped
happened.
making the bloody cartons, I think.
No, they don't. Master's chocolate milk's always in the fridge.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
think
but-
now it's more towards those other.
It would,
bottles. Was it always
You can still get little milk cartons every day.
I don't
See
know,
them in
yeah,
there.
but
Maybe they thought it was stupid.
maybe because now everyone doesn't drink milk, and
Maybe, was Brown still around?
now,
Yeah, it's
of course.
I don't
Milk
drink
carton regatta, and you see
That's
the
fucking
ads, and some
great.
people would come up with some fucking weird shit, big pirate ships and stuff like that. Never went down though. But I was just thinking
I
about
gotta admit, I never went down there, but I used to always see Channel 9 used to
or
promote.
whoever it was, but
TV,
every year,
Channel 9.
we're gonna do it this year. We're gonna do it.
Nah.
Never did it.
Never did.
Kudos
It's
to the
like
people that
it's
did
almost like Christmas lights.
that.
Yeah, you go. Oh, yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, and then I guess the Christmas, you're like, can I really be putting all the lights on the house and then having to take it down?
Yeah, exactly. Like
I'd
that,
pay someone to do it.
that Christmas tree I've got is enough. Having to put that up and take that down every year.
Oh, mate, I don't care. That looked like an absolute fucking mission.
I went to start pulling that apart or putting it together.
I was pulling it apart while I was there that night.
There was
You
one
have
that I was
to
by
fit in that
myself.
bag.
Oh yeah, that's right. But no, must have been putting it up, and I had a couple of edibles, and I didn't know how strong they were going to be, and I kind of like I made them and cleaned the pot, scraped.
Yeah, we
it and
know.
stuff.
I know how strong.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know what it would be. And I started putting this fucking Christmas tree together, and after about an hour and a half, I just sort of stopped, and I was like, couldn't feel my arms like tingly. I was home by myself, and I just sort of sat down. I was just staring at nothing for maybe an hour and I was just thinking, not in a bad way at all, just happy, just in my own world, thinking. Hannah walked in, she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. Like my phone was in the other room, hadn't been on it all night. But yeah, my Christmas tree's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Is it still up?
No way. I backed it up when Chop came.
Yeah, that look. I was like, I'm not having any part of this.
Yeah, it's a machine. It's
So what else? Is that all we got for Do You Remember this week?
yeah.
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 As we said,
And don't be
guys,
afraid to send them in.
now that lockdown and we're starting to get back to normal life again, send us in some stuff. We want to reminisce with you guys. Do
Yeah.
you remember? Send some
Perth things, global things, whatever. Just
Yeah.
stuff from when we were kids, stuff from high school, stuff from 5 years ago, whatever. But
Yeah.
just little trips down memory lane.
stuff. Absolutely. Well,
You might have noticed
yes,
that I wore my hair out tonight.
you did.
I didn't hide it behind a hat.
No,
There's a reason for that.
there is.
It's not long now, and it'll all be gone.
What's the date?
Looks very Jesus-like.
Thank you. I feel very holy.
What's the date?
March 13th.
March 13th.
Shave for a Cure, the world's
What
greatest
day
shave.
is that?
Saturday.
So we doing this live? Where are we doing this?
Yeah.
Still up in location pending.
But we're going
Might
to
have
film it.
something. Yeah.
Well, we will do it. We will get the
So
footage.
the hair's coming off, the beard's coming off. It's been a long time.
You are going to look so fucking weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Your head's going to be so white as well.
And
You're
you
gonna look like
it's
a leper.
It's going to look so small because at the moment there's so much going on.
Yeah,
It
there's
looks like I've got a
volume.
big head. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
beard's thick, the hair's thick. When it comes off,
Do you reckon
I
he
look
looks young? I reckon he's going to look so much younger.
like so much younger.
He's going to look
man.
like he's 20.
You wouldn't even remember
My
me without a
favorite,
beard.
my favorite
Nah.
photos of you. There's probably 2 or 3. One when you're a kid. I don't know what it was. It looked like you were on your way to the Holy Communion or something. Right? Just big moon face.
Is that the one you sent me today?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know
And-
what I look like? You know Crab and Goyle, Draco Malfoy's friends?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I look like.
And then there's the one in Melbourne. You're in the taxi.
Yeah, sweaty upper lip.
And he looked about
And
140
you did
kg.
have a shaved head at the time, and you had your boxing necklace on, whatever it was. But you were like shocked to take the. That's my They're my top two.
Nah, my other one was when you got the bin bag wrapped around his head at Daft Punk. When he was going home, and then within 20 minutes, he was gone. He had a bin bag wrapped around his head.
Look like I will now have the trio. Well, I have the one from when you're a kid, the one when you're an 18-year-old.
You're forgetting
and now this one.
His greatest photo ever is the Jesus long straightened hair that we use on the Any Given Take.
Yeah, it's on the logo. That's all. Do we amend the logo? Do I grow it back?
We'll see how you look. We'll see.
But no, guys, we're going to post the link on.
It is on our page in our bio.
It is.
It's in our my personal bio as well. If you got no money to donate, that's fine. Just share it. Try and get some word. You can donate, I think, for another 2 months after the thing happens.
We're trying to get you to 5.
So what are we at?
The goal's $5,000. I'm at 3,300 last time I checked.
Okay.
The app keeps tripping up. So
we're going to get George and
Mary
our
mission
onto it.
George and Mary are going to donate the last 1,700.
You got rich clients.
Yeah, I'll send it out.
Yeah. So anyone...
I'll donate my brokerage from Friday.
Last Friday?
No, that was too big of a day.
I was about to say, zip went off.
Wanker.
It's been off for a week.
Yeah. All right, we're going to. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get our team to share it and get it up there.
We'll
a bit
share
more.
it, like it, send it out.
It's a big deal. I really like because normally I give blood, and that's my way of sort of doing something.
This is big. This is life changing.
Me and Damon both give blood. It's great.
I've been getting tattoos pretty consistently for the last almost a year, so I can't.
Luckily, you're
tattooed.
married, so now Hannah can't leave you.
Yeah, but I'll be getting more and more tattoos as the time comes. So
I'm looking forward to it. I'm genuinely excited.
A new one on my chest that hurt.
I'm going to bring Alessia.
So yeah, the hair's coming off. Dig deep. Spread the love. Make it worth my while.
That's right.
Anything more from you, Chris? Final thought.
I'm just writing it into the family chat. Donate, people. We are trying to raise $5,000. It's into the family chat, so we'll try and get my sister and shit to donate. I might try and get her to share it as well.
Plug it on Sky News.
Sky News, give it a little bit of plug.
Yeah.
We'll see how much pull Sam has.
Yeah. If you know anyone famous, get them to share it.
That's right.
All right, so that's shared in the family chat. No, I think it's a great cause. Big thing he's doing, guys. So get behind him. We're trying to get the $5,000. We're at 3,300 right now. Let's get it to $5,000 as quick as possible, and let's hopefully get over that.
Beautiful.
Good, June. All right, gents. So, I mean, the only thing going on right now is NBA and the EPO. And my fucking hammers are flying, I might add.
Suns are balling.
We are flying.
NBA. Now, look, let's make a way too early call for NFL next year. Just quick. Super Bowl champ. Do it. Pre-draft, so early.
Fucking Kansas City will bounce back.
All right, Chop's going with Kansas City.
Way too early pick. I'm going to go the Rams. Matthew Stafford and the Rams. Adam?
Way too early. 49ers.
Yeah, I was going to say them.
If they get a good quarterback, the 49ers.
I was going to say them as well.
Yeah, I was going to say if they get a good quarterback.
No, they still made it with Jimmy G, so you never know.
It's a long haul till the next season, hey. It's the longest gap, man.
But footy,
September.
AFL starts.
College football.
That
a bit
helps.
early yet to start talking about the AFL on here.
We will preview it. We'll probably get Large Dog in
I'm
here.
not talking about any shit in that until the first round.
Yeah.
Because the preseason's bullshit.
Preseason's rubbish.
The only thing we should be talking about is Free Willy. It's taken too long. What the fuck are Asada doing?
Yeah. And you know what?
That's a joke.
This is probably the first year, because my team's not going to be very good. I'm not expecting much from them. It's the first year they've just been meh a little bit. So it's like being a Carlton supporter.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like meh.
So times that by 20.
Right. All I want is this year to be over and done with, so I can see what draft pick we get, and then we rebuild and we crack on.
Yeah.
But I don't have high hopes.
Well, I am, but I have.
You should have high hopes.
But every year I say, this year,
You should get excited, Damon. We're going to really build you up. Because either way, Carlton's flying. It's good. If Carlton fuck, we get to watch you just
crumble.
But
this will be the first full season that we get to have the listeners, so they'll on my roller
you'll see the
coaster,
ride
my journey. Like obviously, I'm passionate about the NFL, but my first and true love is the AFL.
I know come season time I'll get the competitive juices flying.
Yeah.
Just at the moment, I'm just not feeling it. Not feeling confident.
There's no news going on either about it just yet. It's just that I'm not going to start.
Well, the Women's League's dominating the headlines at the moment, so
apparently it's easy to bet on.
yeah, well, the scores are 4-2.
Yeah, apparently it's pretty.
Just go the unders.
Apparently the favourite's pretty.
You can't make the line. You can't make the unders like a single-digit score,
No, and it can still come in there.
and it can still come in. And you can actually, you know how like you can pick a team score like in a bandwidth. Normally it's 1 to 10,
Yeah.
11 to 20, right? 1 to 10, just take it.
Exactly.
Surely.
Worst case 10 to 20. There's been a lot of 18 to
on those
7s and shit.
But like we kid because we love. No, but the Suns are balling. NBA, 10 years without playoffs.
Oof.
I like Devin Booker's a
I'm
baller,
calling
bro.
it now. We will make the playoffs.
Yeah,
Did Barkley
cool,
play in
that
the
is it.
finals?
Yes,
Right?
yes, he
Barkley
did.
played in the
He
finals.
played with Houston in the finals.
No, he didn't. Played with the Suns.
Was it the Suns or Houston Rockets he played in the finals?
Then Houston Rockets played in finals, and then he came to the Houston Rockets. So he did not make the finals at the Houston Rockets.
So shush.
I know, he's my favourite player.
All right. So last week we ate a hot chip and I didn't get around to doing a new Mike Mush bet because this is the last thing on my fucking mind anyway.
Yeah.
So last week
So
I
funny
said,
watching you talk.
I was trying to think was harder than talking. I called Tampa Bay. I said it.
You did.
Wish I did it pre-season. Not much happening this week for sports. Oh, well, there's a lot happening, but in my world. But I'm going to go to the Premier League. I'm going to go Southampton versus Chelsea. Both teams to score. No. Both teams will not score. That's paying $1.95 and Bet365.
Southampton, Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
Both teams not to score.
Yeah. So both teams to score.
Only
No.
one team to score.
Oh, only one team to score.
Chelsea 3-0. But yeah, I'm going to go both teams not to score, and I will upload that because that's what I'm supposed to do.
All right, guys. Please remember, subscribe to the pages, subscribe to the podcast. We want to hear your thoughts, your views. We want you listening to it. And most of all, we love your feedback. So
Send
don't
me
be...
any of your Oddbods collections.
Oh,
or
we
any
got
of the collections
and
from your
the
kids.
guy who won the competition, the Fish Boss competition, Jack
Tickner. So who picked the winner? The girls?
social media team.
So we had nothing to do with picking the winner.
And you know what? It'd be good to know once Jack has the fish,
What he thinks of it.
how he goes in the bedroom
So Jack,
after.
Well, he's about to have a baby.
Yeah, he hit us up so he can come into the Studio 22 offices and pick up the $100 voucher. We've got it right here from Fish Boss. So go
you,
down there,
Jamie.
take some
That's a lot
photos.
of
Thanks to
fish.
Jamie. They've just announced, and this is great for Fish Boss, they're moving to Inglewood and a bigger venue as well. So they're going to have two Fish Bosses, one in Vic Park, one in Inglewood on 9th Avenue, I believe.
Oh, it's not on Beaufort Street?
No, it's further down. But it looks great. The food looks fantastic, guys. So
It is great
go
fish.
check out
When
Fish
you open,
Boss.
we'll be there for the opening night, Jamie. We'll come down.
We'll
for
come down.
feed.
We'll definitely come down.
3 of us.
That's right.
Well, thank you, guys. It's the end of the episode.
It's the end of an era.
Why?
NFL's finished.
You've been listening to Any Give and Take. Follow the boys on Instagram and Twitter at Any Give and Take.
Shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake.